When I first started selling to associations, or excuse me, selling to corporate sponsors on behalf of associations,
Yeah.
in one of my jobs, um, it was funny. It was the first few times it was awkward when I had to do it with the association person on
Yeah.
because of some sort of existing relationship.
Right.
Because
Right.
we hadn't really put together a game plan. What are you going to do? What am I going to do? What are our roles going to
Yeah.
be?
Yeah.
And I think that it's really important to kind of figure out, like, what does that look like? What do you want your senior person to do? If they're not someone who naturally has good sales instincts about
Yeah.
what their roles should be, then you don't want to go into those meetings potentially with them derailing something, right?
Right.
Like, it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
important to have a game plan for those conversations on what everyone's doing.
It is essential to have the pre-meeting before the meeting. It
Yes.
could be something as simple as 10 minutes. Let's just make sure we talk about roles. It could be something much more extensive.
Hmm.
It just depends on the particular person and their comfort level. So yeah, I think that that is spot on.
Yeah.
And people might be thinking, well, of course, Lori, but no, it's not always that
It's
obvious,
not that obvious, right? I mean, I worked at one company where one of our senior staff was someone I didn't necessarily always want to bring to a
Yeah,
meeting
yeah,
because they tended to like want to come up more ideas.
yeah, yeah,
And at some
yeah.
point, sometimes you really want to just stay focused on what it is we're trying to sell, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
so I think it's really important to know who you have and to have that coaching session, like, hey, I want to make sure we stick to this. There will probably be some neat ideas. Let's
Yeah,
save those so that
yeah,
you and I can brainstorm about them after. But to
yeah,
close this, so you kind of got to know who you're bringing into the room and
absolutely.
their strengths and weaknesses and how everyone should play nicely in the sandbox. Because there's
Yeah.
nothing worse than trying to manage that in the middle of a meeting,
Oh,
you know.
oh, yeah. That's not good.
How do you cut off your boss,
Yeah. Just establish everyone's role
Yes,
beforehand. Everybody
exactly
has a
right.
role.
Yep.
So when I'm asked to be on calls with my clients, with a potential sponsor, I try to make my role as kind of like a color commentary if needed,
Yes.
where other clients, if they need a little more hand holding, I'll take a little more of a lead, but really the
Mhm.
substance of that is still coming from the association or the nonprofit. But
Yes.
just being adaptable, letting the process be a bit organic to kind of see how things play out is
Yeah.
important as well.